Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Goa Ahead. And the matter that we are discussing is even after 10 days of results, there is no government. And Goa witnessed a very unique case where MLAs were sworn in without a government in place. What are the main reasons behind this, and is it fair? It might be constitutionally completely correct within the framework, but whether it is right. And right now we are told that it may take another 3 to 4 days for actual government formation. What is happening behind the curtains, at the same time whether what is happening has any semblance of sanity? I have three panelists with me in the studio. First, I have spokesperson and leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Giriraj Pai Vernikar. Giriraj, welcome. Next, I have editor of the Goan newspaper, Joel Afonso. Joel, welcome. And last but definitely not the least, I have senior journalist Derek Almeida. Derek, I'll start with you. When you look at this situation, what do you feel? You have seen so many assemblies, so many elections, so many government formations. I think this is unprecedented.
Promote two things, okay? Now, in 2017, when the BJP had about 13 MLAs, the government, I think, was formed within 1 or 2 days. Today, it has 20 MLAs and it cannot form the government. It is struggling to form the government. This actually means there's something very seriously wrong within the BJP, and this needs to be settled internally. It cannot be settled from the outside. The second thing is, I don't understand this whole thing of caretaker chief minister after an election when a political party has almost won a majority. Because for us generally this caretaker is a little dicey kind of term, you know, because in the old days, if you had to give your house to a caretaker, after a few years the caretaker would become the owner. So I am worried about this whole caretaker kind of chief minister situation that we have at the moment.
Joel, how are you looking at it? Because whether there is an internal struggle, or you are saying this is just BJP is confident now, they have the numbers, they have the support of so many MLAs, they are saying we are taking our time, we are getting our things sorted out, and we'll swear in at the right time.
First of all, this just touching upon the earlier point, the term of the assembly was ending on 15th. So basically, they have done a constitutional requirement of installing a new assembly by that time. So that is done. The caretaker chief minister is also installed, and the constitution doesn't provide, according to constitutional experts, it's clear that there's no time frame defined for a government to be taken in. But definitely this is a far extended time which is beyond anybody's comfort. So the questions have been raised over what is happening, why. The only problem here is there is no clarity. There is no clarity from the BJP, there is no clarity from their central command, there is no clarity from the governor. Governor should have actually called the single largest party or called the known players in the field and come to a conclusion. The governor should have acted as a neutral person here. But nothing of that sort happened, and then everybody is speculating about things within the BJP going wrong. There is a leadership crisis and all. I think the leadership should have stepped in, the central command should have stepped in and said, okay, this is what we are, and they should have at least informed the governor, or governor should have made a statement on that count, and everything is in a haze. That's the problem here.
Giriraj, how are you looking at it? From a party's perspective, you have got good number of seats. You have got support of the independent MLAs also, and yet this is the situation. What's the reason?
See, I think even now on your show, I see a lot of speculation. And we have not been spared of speculation before the result also, before the voting also. And I think at that point of time, it could have impacted the voter, it could have impacted our morale. But now that, everything is done and dusted, and we are clearly the single largest party with an absolute clear mandate from the people, I see no reason why people want to hurry with the government formation. Now, Mr. Derek said, that BJP cannot form the government. It's struggling to form the government. We have one absolutely clear mandate in 4 states. And, nowhere the government formation has happened. So, basically, central leadership wants this period, which is, around the holy period, which is also celebrated nationally. Let people also enjoy. People also, take their time to celebrate the victory that has happened. And I see no reason why a caretaker government, if there was a hung assembly, there would have been a caretaker government without a mandate. Today, it's a matter of time when he gets, right from his last position as CM, when he gets sworn in. So basically, you have a chief minister. Like Mr. Derek again, used the word ki there is a worry of caretaker becoming the owner. Here, the same chief minister is going to be sworn in. So I don't see a reason why everybody is getting jittery. Secondly, if there was leadership crisis, are we to apply the same formula to UP and say that Yogi's leadership is also not acceptable? So I don't, see a reason why so much of thought is being given into this. And so as I said, it should be looked at all 4 states together and as a party, and it's a matter of time. I can assure the people that before the 25th of this month, there will be a government in place, and the caretaker government, CM is already on the job. So whatever, things are coming to him, he is clearing. I just want to refer to what happened yesterday. There was a huge press conference that was taken. It's actually ironical to see Digambar Kamath reading from a press statement. I mean, such a senior leader with vast experience. So it is very heartening to see that Congress is in a hurry to form a BJP government. But I would like to ask him one thing, that how many people, he talked about BJP, he invited BJP people to take the right decision. I want to ask him, and this might create a controversy, but I'm stating with absolutely, since I'm in know of things, how many people who were present at the press conference have already reached out to the BJP and said that we are ready to resign?
Look, before I go to Derek, you are saying that of the 11 MLAs that Congress has right now, many have reached out to the BJP. They are ready to resign and join your party. Is that what you are saying? And many of those people were present for the press conference yesterday.
Absolutely. I think Digambar Kamath himself will know how many people have reached out to BJP's leadership in Delhi and expressed. And BJP on the other hand has said that we have an absolute mandate from the people. So this whole this talk about speculation, being differences, there is nothing like that. We have absolute clear mandate. So what Digambar is doing is basically putting a facade to all these things. But they are, many of their MLAs are in touch with the Delhi leadership plus Goa leadership, saying that we are willing to resign and come to the BJP the next day.
Now I am joined by Congress leader and spokesperson Tulio D'Souza. Also, Tulio, welcome. But before I go to Tulio and on a very serious allegation, speculation done by Giriraj here, Derek, I'll come to you. 2 points. Number one, Giriraj is saying that why are you making such a big issue out of this delay? Because we have not sworn in chief ministers in any of the 4 states they have won. Secondly, he's saying that as far as Congress, it looks like Congress is in a hurry to form a BJP government here. How do you look at both these points?
Firstly, he said there are a lot of Congress MLAs who are willing to resign and join the BJP. I would say, is the opposite also true? I mean, soon after the elections, Babush Pansarat made it very clear that he was very annoyed with the party. He said, in my constituency, I had to fight against the BJP. I also had to fight against the Congress. Vishwajit Rane has made his annoyance quite clear, and on the selection of CM. Okay, so you have your 4 MLAs, 2 families, who can, one family can definitely get elected anywhere, who are not happy with the BJP. Vishwajit Rane in particular, because now he knows he can never be CM in BJP. So there is something going on in the BJP, and I'm not willing to believe that this is just postponed because of national politics or because of the Holi festival. There is a problem in the BJP, and I think that is why everything is getting delayed.
Okay, yeah, Giriraj, I'll come to you. Joel, before I go to Tulio and then go back to Giriraj, do you believe, because he's making a very clear point that they have not sworn in any chief minister in the rest of the 3 states also. So why to single out Goa and make an issue out of it?
First of all, Pramod, this whole thing which Giriraj just spoke about, and Derek also, is about members splitting and joining and forming a different government. You know, that's not so easy. I mean, these are all speculations at this point in time, because we have seen how the elections were contested. They were very, very close. And at this point in time, I don't think, except for Valpoi and Poirier, anybody, and Margam, of course, anybody would be in a position to resign and then throw in the towel and then maybe contest again, you know, because they'll be sticking up their neck and taking a huge risk. Now, given, let's clear off those allegations, I mean, options of parties switching over and forming governments. But yes, the larger issue here is about the government, the formation of government, and that is what has to be looked at very seriously, because 10 days after elections are announced, and there is no word of a government formation or a CM being announced, you know, and that is something very serious, and that is where at least people who voted as the electorate, you know, should have a right to know what is happening. I mean, that is not happening, and nobody is coming forth. You know, yesterday
Yes, irrespective of the reason,
yes,
this delay is not very comfortable.
this delay is not very comfortable to the voter. You know, let's respect the voter and at least tell them, okay, fine, this is what is going to happen. I mean,
Okay.
let somebody come forward.
Yeah.
Yesterday there was a press briefing by Faldesai and company, but still, you know, it's all boiling down to the high command taking the final call. You know, we still don't know that what's the final call. They have said it is, but you know, there is no firm.
There is no official announcement.
As such. They're saying, okay, fine, by this time, you know,
Yeah.
on a certain date, we are going to announce the government, and this CM will take over.
Okay. Tulio, respond to both those things. Number one, Giriraj very interestingly said, after listening to the press conference held by your leaders, it looks like Congress is in a hurry to form a BJP government. And secondly, that many of your MLAs are still already in touch with them, and they do not want to sit in opposition for next 5 years.
First of all, let me tell my friend Giriraj that the Congress is not in a hurry to form a BJP government, just like the BJP in 2017 was in a hurry to form a Congress government, which they did. Point number two, the inability of the BJP legislature party having 20 MLAs, not an absolute majority, to sit down, convene a meeting of the legislative party, elect its leader and stake a claim, I think has got a number of reasons which my colleague Derek has, I think, just enumerated some of them. All these issues are in the public domain. What Mr. Babush Mosarat has said, how he had to fight an unofficial BJP candidate, what probably Vishwajit has said, and so on. All is not well. I think that's very clear. Mr. Sudhin Daulikar offering to support the government. The other side, quite a big number of BJP MLAs and their party workers saying no. The unofficial word is that the MGP will still be a part of the government with an eye on future elections. There is no clarity. So what I would like to make one point, once the elections are over and the governor's role comes into play constitutionally, the governor has to act proactively, and he has to invite all the leaders of all the parties that have been elected and explore the possibility of a government formation if there is no word from the leader of the party that is the single largest party, because obviously there is no automatic staking the claim, because there is no absolute majority in the government in the assembly election results. But the government, I think the governor has fallen short of performing his duty at a very crucial juncture as incumbent on him through the constitutional right and duty that he needs to perform, of exploring the possibility of a government formation in the absence of, because sequentially and sequentially, once elections are over, the governor needs to appoint a chief minister that goes to stake a claim to form the government. And further to that, just a moment, further to that, in case he doesn't enjoy a clear majority, give him an opportunity to prove that majority on the floor of the House. That's not happening. And there is no word whether it's 10 days or it's going to be 20 days or it's going to be 1 month or it's going to be 3 months.
Okay. On that part, Giriraj, two questions. Number one, we'll come to the governor's role later. But first, you could have delayed the swearing in, but at least you could have staked the claim. You could have chosen a legislature party leader and staked the claim. Even that has not happened. Yeah. So why so? And secondly, yes, the governor also has a role, and governor needs to invite the single largest party. And if the single largest party is not coming forward, he needs to look at other options. Don't you think? Technically, both these points are quite fair.
See, I think to be fair to the BJP, let me please respond to what Mr. Tulio said at the just now. One, if their whole campaign was that BJP did not have a mandate in 2017, their whole 2022 campaign was revolving around that. And the same shameless Congress party today with 11 seats is saying that we are open to form the government. So basically they say that all the rules apply to BJP, Congress is above everything else. He can talk about what Mr. Babush said after elections, which could have been a very spontaneous response, because after that he has not really said anything about that. But yesterday there was something which is very interesting that Michael said. Michael said the split part, the Congress leaders could not explain very well because he joined very late. So he has blamed Congress leaders sitting in a Congress press conference saying that they failed to reach out to the people. I think you know where things are going. And last thing about the press conference yesterday, I felt it was more of a pressure tactic saying that, please take us, please take us. But BJP is very clear, the mandate is given to us and we will form the government. Secondly, as I said, the period around the Holi, there are, multiple, how people, admit it. In North, people see this is not a very good time, not a very holy period. Whereas in Goa, it's a big celebration. So I think taking all the feelings together, BJP decided that as soon as the Holi takes place, we will stake the claim for government formation. And I
You're still
again
going
insist,
back to your original point that this is not Goa specific.
Again, I'm insisting that because in Uttarakhand, maybe there is something to ponder because Honorable CM there lost the election. But apart from that, I think in Manipur or UP, because if you feel there is something wrong here, then you also have to believe that there is something in UP.
Okay, it's a very, very interesting point. Tulio, to respond to that, because they are saying that this is not Goa specific, then we'll go to the other aspects of this government formation. But they are clearly saying that this is not Goa specific. For some people, this period during Holi is inauspicious. In a state like Goa, it is a celebration time. So let's not get entangled into that. Let's wait for the festival to get over and then go for government formation.
Just one more question: where is the leader of opposition?
Okay, and then where is the legislature party leader of the Congress? Yeah, go ahead, Tulio.
See, I will answer your first question first. As far as not forming a government by respecting some sentiments of the people, I really would not go into that, because these are some constitutional duties that are incumbent on the constitutional functionaries that need to exercise their options post an election. If I say this, one has to be very clear that the elections were held, the old government has resigned, and very much in line with the duties of the as enshrined in the constitution. The assembly term was getting over on the 15th of March. The old government has resigned. After recommending to the governor the dissolution of the assembly term, which in any case was coming to an end on the 15th of March. After that, the governor only allowed a caretaker chief minister. Now, first of all, I will question one more point. Can a caretaker chief minister suggest to the governor or recommend to the governor, to use the correct terminology, a name of an MLA elect to function as a pro tem speaker and such an MLA being sworn in by the governor? I don't know what is the propriety involved in this, but a caretaker chief minister of the previous house is suggesting an MLA elect of the present house to discharge a function which is constitutionally enshrined to administer the oath of office to the MLAs. Point number 2, whether the Congress will elect its legislature party leader or not, the Congress is definitely in the process of electing their own leader. But it, as is very clearly evident, if the BJP wants us to go ahead by electing a leader because they are unable to do it, we shall. That is the reason was of the press conference.
Okay.
That we would not shy away from discharging a constitutional role that is being cast upon us if the BJP fails to do so.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I think the BJP is looking forward to the Congress electing its leader and coming forward to stake the claim to form the government in
Okay.
their inability to do so.
Okay, Derek, let me come to you with the second question. The second aspect of this government formation is MGP extending its support to the BJP government, and BJP already has numbers because all the three independents have extended support to them. And BJP MLAs are not happy with that. How are you looking at it? Do you think that BJP MLAs right now are justified in refusing the support of the MGP?
I think BJP MLAs are totally justified. Here, see, initially, BJP, there is anger on both sides. There is a strange kind of friendship on both sides. But I think BJP MLAs, BJP workers says, now draw the line. Enough is enough. We took 2 members from them, 2 MLAs from them into this. After that, we fought an election together. We fought election, against each other. We worked against each other. And now you're saying, come, please, okay, come and join us when we don't need them. So I think BJP MLAs are, and the other point is you bring one fellow, means one person from BJP is going to be deprived of a ministerial post. So I think there is anger, there is justification, as you asked me, that we don't want these people anymore because we have the numbers. Second, this thing, put about that we need BJP for MGP for the 2024 elections and all. I mean, that is a bit too far-fetched, I think. I have no idea why they need the MGP at this point of time at all. And it is time for BJP to regain its true character and stop taking people from everywhere else and ruining its character. And if there is a problem, fix this problem from inside, not from outside.
Okay. Joy, how are you looking at this MGP thing? Do you think all the MLAs of BJP, and quite a sizable number of them, are they justified in saying that we don't need MGP with us?
If you look at the equation, yes, they don't require MGP for now, but probably the BJP is going deeper into this of reasoning of getting MGP on board. Probably, one is they are trying to cut down the opposition as much as possible, and probably they'll look beyond even MGP to do that. So it'll help them in the long run. Again, as Derek has said, I don't really agree with the Lok Sabha election thing which they are talking about. Every time they are raking in, to the 2024 election, I don't think that is this thing. But probably they have a plan in mind, and that's where the High Command is is negotiating all these things, and that's why Sudhin Davlikar comes on record and says that the local BJP is small fry. So basically, it looks like the High Command is taken complete control over which way they are supposed to go, and that's the way it is.
But you frankly believe that BJP does not need MGP at this point
Right
of time?
now, with the numbers 20 and 3 independents supporting, they are safely across. But still, with the speaker coming in, it'll be a wafer-thin majority. And probably MGP coming in will add a little strength to them and give them more stability in terms of government formation.
But you don't find credence to this argument that they are required for 2024 Lok Sabha election?
I don't think so. That's a valid argument.
Giriraj, how?
Before you go there, one point. Now, all of a sudden, BJP is saying we need MGP. And where was the MGP in 2019? So you kick them out, you take them back.
No, but there is also a point that BJP lost the South Goa seat because the MGP was on the other side. I think that's Giriraj, how are you looking at this from a party standpoint today? Your MLAs are very uncomfortable. how is party looking at this equation? And there is a party like MGP which has already extended the support.
See, first of all, whether it is any MLAs wanting to cross over or whether MGP is support, I don't think BJP has gone to anybody. In fact, till the morning, who thought he will be the king was the first one to give us the support, Sudhin Davekar. And if he says that it is unconditional, then I don't think the ministry should be one of the condition, because he himself said that his support is unconditional. I think there are multiple factors which should be placed on record. One is that Congress is trying to reinvent or invent a separate constitution. They don't have to, because we have one in place which has given us a mandate, and we will form the government before the 25th. All is well in the party. There is absolutely no... See, it is when you get elected, everybody wants to become a minister, everybody aspires to be a chief minister. Otherwise, I don't think you can survive in politics. But once...
Gira, are you saying that MGP's support is welcome without a cabinet ministry?
No, they have already given a support. So I don't think there is a reason for... Is there a process where you say that we don't take somebody's support? If they give the letter, it is up to them. It is their discretion whether they want to support the government. As I said, we have absolute numbers. Secondly, I think as far as the Congress is concerned, since they'd like to talk about percentages, over 80% of India has rejected them in 2019. Today, the Goa is the only state where at least they will save the face by having a leader of opposition, which again they have not been able to decide. All other states, they have been thrashed. And last but not the least, like we said, 22 in 22, I am saying we will form the government and we will have 27 in 27.
Okay, 27. Tulio, final. Just tell me one thing. If BJP does not form the government by 25th, do you want the governor to invite your party to stake claim?
I think it is incumbent on the governor post the election, if the leader of the single largest party has not come forward to stake the claim officially, to explore all the options available before him. And Congress, being the next single largest party, definitely will try and discharge its constitutional role assigned.
So if invited, you are saying Congress is ready to stake the claim?
Obviously, because people of Goa have suffered for the last so many months.
Okay.
We do not have a government in place. First, the model code of conduct. Now, a caretaker chief minister. There is no governance happening. The common man is suffering. There are still so many agitations one can see on the road. Nobody to attend to them. Nobody to take a decision. How is the how are the people supposed to react?
I'm completely out of time, but we are ending this debate on that note, a very interesting one. Congress is saying if BJP takes longer and beyond 25th, let the governor invite us, at least we will go and stake the claim. I stop at that. Derek, Joel, Giriraj, Tulio, thanks a lot for joining me on this panel. Keep watching. Go ahead.